Every minute of our lives is governed by a universal clock, ticking in sync across the globe. We use it to plan our days, schedule our meetings, and connect with people thousands of miles away. But what if I told you that wasn't always the case? What if not so long ago, every town and city kept its own unique time, completely independent of its neighbors? Welcome to TimeLapse Earth, and today we're uncovering the fascinating and surprisingly chaotic history of how the world finally got on schedule. For centuries, time was a local affair. Communities would set their clocks based on the sun's highest point in the sky, what was known as local mean time. When the sun was directly overhead, it was noon. Sounds simple, right? Well, it was for a society that moved at the pace of a horse and buggy. Travel between towns took hours, even days, so a few minutes' difference in time hardly mattered. But as the 19th century arrived, everything changed. Technology was accelerating, and suddenly, this quaint local system became a massive problem. The culprit for this new era of temporal chaos? The railroad. Trains could cover vast distances in mere hours, connecting towns whose local times differed significantly. Imagine trying to create a train schedule when Boston's noon was 12 minutes earlier than New York's, and Chicago's was nearly an hour later. Engineers struggled to avoid collisions, passengers missed connections, and the entire system was a logistical nightmare. Something had to be done to bring order to this confusion, and quickly. The solution wouldn't come from politicians, but from a mix of scientists, engineers, and visionaries. People like Sir Sandford Fleming, a Canadian railway engineer, championed the idea of a universal time system. The scientific community, particularly astronomers, had long understood the Earth's rotation and the concept of longitude. They knew that if a universal starting point, a prime meridian, could be agreed upon, the world could be divided into logical segments. The Greenwich Observatory in London became the natural choice, already a globally recognized reference point for navigation. Finally, in October 1884, delegates from 25 nations gathered in Washington, D.C. for the International Meridian Conference. After much debate, they made two monumental decisions. First, establishing the Greenwich Meridian as the international prime meridian, and second, agreeing to divide the globe into 22 initial time zones, each roughly 15 degrees of longitude wide, corresponding to 1 hour's difference. This brilliant, yet seemingly simple, system began to roll out, slowly but surely bringing order to global timekeeping. While the concept was simple, the implementation wasn't always perfectly straight. For political, economic, or geographical reasons, many countries adopted time zone boundaries that zigzagged to keep entire regions, or even island groups, on the same time. We also got the International Date Line, a crucial but often confusing line that marks where one day ends and the next begins. Today, this invisible framework underpins global trade, communication, and travel, a silent testament to an ingenious solution born from industrial necessity. From local chaos to global synchronization, the story of time zones is a fascinating chapter in human ingenuity. It's a system we rely on every single day, often without a second thought. Thank you for joining TimeLapse Earth on this journey through time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more fascinating insights into our world.